Wait, did you catch that? An active duty Air Force major was just hauled away in handcuffs on the steps of the United States Capitol. You absolutely need to see why the crowd erupted. Look at the sheer chaos unfolding right here. The moment those officers close in, you can hear the raw energy of the crowd shifting instantly. It's wild because you almost never see a uniformed military officer engaged in an active protest on Capitol grounds, let alone getting detained in broad daylight. Look at the people in the background, throwing up their hands, pulling out their phones. They know they are capturing history in real time. When the chanting starts, asking who the police are protecting, it sends absolute chills down your spine. Notice how the major doesn't resist physically at all. He stands his ground, holds his sign, and lets the process happen. It's a highly calculated, deliberate act of civil disobedience. What's fascinating is the psychological ripple effect this creates. An event like this forces everyone watching to ask hard questions about the strict lines between military duty and constitutional rights. The visual of that uniform against the massive backdrop of the Capitol steps is so striking, it almost feels like a scripted movie scene. But it's real life, and it's unfolding right in front of us.
Hi, I'm Shane Cias. I've been a Christian my whole life, and Jesus means everything to me. When I was in 5th grade, my school forced me to teach my kindergarten buddy about changing his gender using a book called My Shadow is Pink.
Okay, take a close look at this dynamic. You have an elementary school student stepping up to a massive political podium, standing right next to a former president, and delivering a speech with the kind of ironclad confidence most adult politicians don't even possess. Did you catch his posture? He doesn't flinch once. He dives straight into a highly sensitive, deeply personal story about what actually happened inside his kindergarten classroom. To hear a kid articulate his core beliefs and describe a direct confrontation over library books in a public school setting is incredibly striking. It completely shifts the typical cultural narrative when the primary messenger is this young. Look at the expressions of the security and staff standing behind him. They are completely locked in, hanging on to every single word he says. It's a masterclass in emotional resonance. People usually expect highly polished adults to deliver these heavy cultural talking points, but when a child grabs the mic and speaks purely from his own lived experience, it cuts through all the usual static. It forces everyone in that room to reevaluate the local education system.
So is socialism the end goal for progressives at this point?
The end goal is delivering for working people. Universal health care, universal child care, housing investments.
You just said socialism. Congressman, you just said socialism is very popular. Can you name one socialist country that ended well?
There's plenty of examples of how these policies make a real difference, and I'm excited to make sure that Americans have the access to them. Thank you.
Now pay intense attention to the body language in this rapid interaction. This is classic street-level journalism confronting political theory in real time. The reporter is absolutely relentless, repeatedly asking for just one single example of a socialist country that ended well. Watch exactly how the Congresswoman handles the sudden pressure. Instead of stopping to engage, debate, or deliver a quick counterargument, she makes a hard beeline straight for the safety of her vehicle. Notice the quick hand gestures and the rapid pacing. She's attempting to shut the interaction down completely. The silence from her end is absolutely deafening here. When a direct, pointed question is met with an immediate, rushed exit, it creates a massive curiosity gap for the viewer. You can almost feel the heavy tension in the air as that car door swings open. It's fascinating because in high-stakes political moments, a total non-answer often speaks volumes more than a prepared public relations statement ever could. Look at how the reporter keeps the microphone extended right up to the very last second, ensuring the moment is permanently documented.
Are you a democratic socialist?
You know, I'm a member of the DSA. I'm also a member of the Democratic Party. And I really got into this work to make sure that we are serving the people of Los Angeles. And I don't think there's particularly a Democratic Socialist way or a Democratic Party way of fixing a street light or fixing a pothole or making sure that we're delivering for the residents of the city.
But you choose to be a democratic socialist and to be a part of that. Why? Why a democratic socialist and not just a regular Democrat?
You know, here in Los Angeles, the DSA was the only place where people were really talking about tenants' rights and renters' rights in the context of a political.
Look closely at how this conversation unfolds on a national television broadcast. The anchor throws a very direct, somewhat loaded question about embracing the Democratic Socialist label, and the city council member doesn't back down for a split second. Watch her facial expressions. She stays entirely composed, smiling slightly, and immediately pivots the entire narrative. She redirects the focus away from the controversial ideological label and straight into highly local, tangible issues like streetlights and potholes. It's a brilliant rhetorical maneuver. Instead of getting bogged down in a national debate that usually alienates moderate voters, she grounds the conversation in everyday neighborhood realities. Notice how she uses her hands to emphasize serving the regular residents of Los Angeles. She's actively trying to normalize a political philosophy that usually sparks intense cultural warfare by associating it strictly with basic city services. This is a profound masterclass in elite media training and message control. Whether you agree with her ultimate politics or not, observing how she deconstructs a challenging question and reconstructs it into a highly localized talking point is incredibly revealing today. Drop a comment below with your honest thoughts, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next breakdown.